Hey everybody. I'm a little bit hoarse. Just some sinus stuff going on, and of course Zoe is gonna be Zoe, so she's barking. Um, but the reason that I'm doing this video anyway is because I deem it to be extremely, extremely important. Um, one of the things that very few people actually talk about is homosexuality, transgender acceptance in the African American community. Okay. Um, I don't have any issues. Like, I don't care. Like, my thing is that you are who you are, and you love who you love, and you identify how you identify, and I'm okay living your truth. I think I have problems with people who don't live in their truth, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're transgender, with LGBTQ, excuse me, I don't care what you are. Live in your truth, because there's a certain amount of comfort and confidence that comes with that. That's when your energy is light, and you exude positivity when you live in your truth. When you don't live in your truth, and when you are hiding, and when you're lying, and when you are not comfortable, that's when other energies come about. And not judging anybody, because it's a struggle. I get it, it's a struggle. I've spoken to many patients who are like, we don't choose to be this way. This is who we are. Do you think I would choose to struggle for myself? Do you think I would choose this life for myself, where I'm different to my friends, different to my family, just different? Do you think I would choose that? And thinking about that has to be hella complicated and hella hard. With that being said, we have a stigma against a few things in the African American community, and you can agree with me, you don't have to agree with me. Again, this is my video, and I'm living in my truth, and I'm telling my story. But the truth is the truth. In the African American community, we have issues with, we are not very accepting of homosexuality and our family members. Now, if it's our next door neighbor, our homeboy, our Judy, our cousin, our whatever bestie who's lived next door to us for 30 years, we won't give a damn. It's when it's our family that we can't exude the love and acceptance that we need to most times. And this is not every African American family. This is a generalization, okay? And mental health. Okay, African American community, we don't accept it. We don't necessarily believe it. We don't accept it. And again, this is a generality. I had a patient come to me today, which is why I'm making the video. And I'm really hoping that it touches somebody that it needs to touch. She said to me, Dr. Rogers, my daughter's going to come to you. She's transitioning. I said, okay. And I knew what it meant immediately. And I said, okay, sure. Come on, whatever she needs, we can have a conversation about it. And, we can talk about what her needs are. And she said, I'm in counseling about it. And, I was proud, again, because in the African American community, we don't necessarily accept, mental health issues and counseling and therapy. It's not something generally that is smiled upon. It's just not. And then I was proud that she said, my daughter, and she's transitioning, and and she said to me, I'm in counseling about it. And I said, okay. I said, great. I said, talk to me about that. And I didn't minimize her feelings. She was looking at me to see if I thought it was a big deal. Like, she was looking at me to see if I thought something was wrong with her daughter transitioning. She was looking for a response. And the response that I wanted to give her was that I respected her feelings, but what I did minimize was the bigness of her being different. I minimized that, and I did it for a reason. And I did it not I was just like, okay, she's transitioning, okay, And she's like, I'm in counseling. I'm like, okay, good. Now let's talk about why. And she said to me, she said, do you think I did something wrong? Do you think I could have done something differently? Do you think I could have protected her differently? Do you think that she was hurt by any, like, do you think? And again, some of the stigmas that not only African Americans but people in general have, some of the stigmas are something happened to these people. Something happened, something went wrong somewhere. Were you abused? Were you this and were you that? And I've had a few experiences with close friends and family members that have changed my thought processes when it comes to the LGBTQ community. And the reality is that I understand now. I understand. And yes, I'm a physician, a full-blown physician. I get it. I understand what the textbooks say, blah, 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 blah. But truly believing in your heart, truly understanding in your spirit and believing in your heart that I believe now that this is who we are, This is who we are. And if you have a daughter who comes to you and is trying to tell you, this patient said at 8, she told me, Mom, I don't like boys. And, I don't know what that meant. I don't know if we're in touch with our sexuality at 8. I guess people argue that it happens between 4 and 6, I guess. I don't know. But I'm not even going to stick with anything textbook. Somebody's going to write something and say, no, the textbook says you got it. You got it. I'm not a psychology major. I'm an OBGYN, okay? But, she said, I ignored it. I didn't pay attention to it and blah, 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 blah. And I think that's a lot of the mistake that we make. It's not anybody's fault. This is not a choice. And she said, my daughter said that. Do you think I would choose this struggle for myself? Do you think I would choose this for myself? This is who I am. It is not who I choose to be. It is who I am. And, I said, do I think you did something wrong? I said, no. I said, listen. I said, if your daughter was a son, would you love her any less? No. Okay, if your son was your daughter, would you love him any less? No. If you happen to be a parent who birthed a hermaphrodite, I said, do you know what a hermaphrodite is? She said, yes. I said, okay, that's somebody who has both genders. I said, would you love your child any less? Whether they decided, because with hermaphroditism, whether anybody knows it or not, what they do is they pick the gender that's most prominent, meaning if the labia of the vagina is more prominent and the penis is shortened, then the person generally lives their life as a girl, and vice versa, but they wait until age 3 to do gender assignment. And sometimes they'll wait and see what the child will gravitate toward, a boy or a girl, and then that's the gender assignment. So yeah, real interesting. But the point is that I said, would you love your child any less? I said, that's your child. I said, you know how many parents have no idea who their children are sleeping with, whether they pronounce themselves gay or straight? Do you know they have no idea who their kids are sleeping with? I said, who cares who she sleeps with? Who cares who she loves? I said, do you love her? Have you always loved her to the best of your ability? Do you feel like she loves you? Would you take a bullet for her? Okay, that is your child. It does not matter. Did wrong where? Did wrong how? I said, you know who did something wrong? I said, when you have mean kids, when you have sociopathic, mean, bullying kids, those are kids who are hurt. Those parents are doing wrong stuff. Those are kids who are seeing their parents bully other people. Those are kids who live in a particular situation. I said, now always there are circumstances. Don't talk to me about bullying and all that. Please don't leave any comments below. The point that I'm making is that because your child has a specific gender that she identifies with that may not be the gender that she was born as, you didn't do anything wrong. Love your child so that they can have the confidence to go out in the community and fight whatever battles they may have in the community. But love them and accept them. It's not about their sexuality. It's about who they are as a person. Give them the strength to fight this cold, hard, mean world. Because what Sally or Sue or Michael or John or any of these cyber bullies in school, any of these cyber bullies in college, any of these awful neighbors that they may have, any of these people, none of the stuff that they say matters. If they have love at home, if they know that they can go to a mom or a dad and get a hug and get reassurance and get love. So I don't know who this is meant to touch, but if you're struggling with your sexuality, live in your truth. As long as you remain safe, live in your truth. If you have a child who is struggling with their sexuality, or who is trying to tell you, accept the fact that they love you enough to be honest with you, and they are looking for love and acceptance and a hug and respect, and because that's all that's important. That is all that's important. I never really I don't really discuss anything that is personal to me. But I had a brother when I was 13, and my brother had a lot of medical problems and ultimately ended up succumbing to his medical problems, and he died as a baby. But I cannot imagine. I wish I had my brother. I'm an only child, and it's all good, but I wish I had my brother. I wish I had my brother and nieces and nephews. I wish that I wouldn't give a damn if he liked men. I mean, we're not going to do no kids, and we're not going to do no animals. And I don't judge that either. Shout out to people out there who do whatever. But, I don't give a damn if he would have liked men. I don't give a damn if he would have wanted to. He couldn't wear my clothes because I'm funny about my clothes. Like, you can't borrow my stuff. I'll lend you some money, but I can't lend you my clothes. But not to get off topic. The point is, I wouldn't have gave a damn as long as I could reach out and hug my brother and call my brother and get advice from my brother. Man, I tell you. So don't let what's not important drive wedges in families and drive wedges in relationships and cause people to feel insecure and not loved and not confident in who they are. Don't do that. If you're not big enough to accept somebody for who they are, stay the hell away from them, but don't hurt them. I wanted to reach out, and obviously there's a line. I mean, my patients know I love up on you. I give you hugs when I need to give you hugs, but I don't allow my own personal feelings to be revealed about any topic ever. And that's why I go to my podcast, and that's why I do my YouTube, and all of those things. And forgive me because I'm laying in my bed chilling, because again, I'm not feeling so great, but this was really important to me tonight. And I wanted to reach out and hug this lady and hold this lady because she was starting to cry. And I did. I put my arm around her, but I wanted to hug her and say, you know what, mistake, you're freaking amazing. Like, you're amazing. Like, you accepted this, and you said, I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but I'm going to support my kid. And I'll go to counseling to deal with what my stuff, my demons about it. But I'm going to support my kid, and I'm going to love my kid. And I think that as a community, we need to get better with it, and we need to learn how to do it and help each other out and be accepting. And, man, the world is changing, and I need all parents to think, if your child were not here tomorrow, regardless of their sexuality, how would you feel? So don't waste a day not loving them or not telling them you love them or not respecting them because of something as stupid as who they love and who they choose to be in life. It's their life. It's them. Why? Let them do them. Nobody judged you for doing you. I mean, you might have been a thought. Nobody judged your thoughtism. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going to say it today. You might have been a hoe. You might have been a doormat for men. Nobody judged you. It is what it is. So how can you judge and make like this lifestyle is not okay with you? It's not your lifestyle. Don't judge. Don't hurt people. And I don't know. It just really, really touched me today. And like I said, I have gay and family members, and I have watched my family, make fun and it be a point of hurt. That's why your son is a faggot. And it's like, really? And when you're growing up, you understand that that's something that's said to hurt somebody, but you really don't understand how hateful and nasty and awful and just it's a dig. It's just awful. It's awful. It's awful to say. It's awful to think. It's just awful. And we got to stop perpetuating this in our community. We got to stop perpetuating this, okay? And love people for who they are. Love them for who they are. Okay, you might be missing out on the biggest blessing, on the best friend, on the best kid. You might be missing out on so much because of your own ignorance. So please, this message is for any young person struggling with your sexuality. You know, your parents may not understand it. You know, your bestie may not understand it, but you're loved and you're wanted and you're needed. And don't let anybody else's ignorance or lack of understanding make you feel like you're not amazing, because you are. And to any parent who's going through this and they are struggling, I don't know what anybody is into. All I can talk to you about is my thoughts, but pray about it. Pray about it. And love your kid and just cherish every day, because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And try and get through it as a family. Whatever it is, talk and listen. Don't listen waiting to talk. Listen. Listen to what your kid is saying. Because how important is any of that if you'll come home and your kid has hung themselves or cut their wrist or suffocated themselves, all because they couldn't get your love and acceptance? So I want you to think about that and understand that we got to come to a higher place. This is an awful society that we're living in right now. And the only thing that matters is that we love somebody, and that, you know, we display that love, not in their obituary, not at the repast, not at, because, you know, I don't know about anybody else, when, you know, African Americans die, you know, we all get together as family and friends and sit and reminisce and talk memories about the person, you know, usually before their funeral. Don't wait. Don't wait to talk about me like that. Let's go have crab legs. Let's sit and talk and be like, girl, remember you did this? Remember you used to do this in school? You so crazy. Remember this and remember that? Let's talk now. Okay? So love your children now. Let them know how much you love them now, how irrelevant all that stuff is. Stop coaching and trying to change and trying to encourage. Let them be who they are. You might actually see what a huge blessing God sent your way when you allow them to be who they are. So I hope this really blessed somebody and somebody was able to hear me and understand me, because it's really, really, really important. And if you can't reach out to your mom and you can't reach out to your dad and you don't have anybody to talk to, I'm in Atlanta. Find me. Talk to me. But just don't do anything extreme, and just don't be anything. Don't do anything extreme, because there's somebody out there who will love you and who is going to love you, and maybe you just haven't come across them yet. But if you do something extreme, you will never get a chance to meet them or experience the love that you deserve.